Hey, what is up guys, Syed here, and today I am in the Alfa Romeo Giulia Super. Alright, so the owner Roger is with me and he was gonna be sharing with us a bit more about Alfa Romeo ownership. So some very quick specs for this car. This has a 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, 198 horsepower, 330 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 timing for this car is 6.6 seconds. Top speed is 230 kilometers per hour. This car is also rear wheel drive and it comes with the ZF 8HP transmission. So in Singapore you can get this Alfa Romeo Giulia in 3 different variants, alright? The Super, the Veloce and the QV, the Quadrifoglio Verde. Alright. So from a segment standpoint, okay, this car competes with the 3 Series, the Mercedes C-Class, Audi A4, Jaguar XE, and the Volvo S60. Alright, so I think that's about it for the specs of this car. Let's go for a drive, see what this car is all about. Okay, so Roger, the first question I have is why did you choose the Alfa Romeo? This is not your first Alfa, right?
Yeah,
so
correct.
Is there a reason why you stick to Alfa Romeos?
I think first because of the looks.
Okay.
Of course, looks can be quite subjective. To me, I quite like the design. In fact, I like the design very a lot, and also though because of the color also.
Okay.
Then next thing is the way that this car drives. Yeah. Then the way that it drives, the way that it corners pretty flat, so there's a very high level of control. Then the steering is also very sharp and very communicative. So that's what I like about cars. So I was looking at G30
5 Series
530.
Okay.
If I am to compare between 530 and this car, 530 actually feels pretty fast. The interior is a lot nicer,
yes.
Right? The infotainment system, then the way that the screen, how they split,
yes.
and all these things. But the thing is that I think a G30 is quite
Too common. Yeah, correct.
A bit grown up, but the drive of it is fantastic. The steering of it is not as communicative as this car.
Longer wheelbase, heavier.
Yeah.
So yeah lah, true.
Yeah, but on the move, it actually doesn't feel like a big car.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
the
so
steering is super light.
Yeah, so the steering feels a bit dead. Yeah, so now I am quite particular about steering and the steering response, and having communicative steering. Simple reason because I mean we are not pro drivers. Some once in a while we like to drive fast.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Once in a while.
Yeah.
More than once in a while.
For you,
No,
yeah. So if the car is too well insulated, okay, and
I don't get the feel.
Correct, and then. Guess what? What happens if we drive along North-South Highway? Let's say at those very high speed right?
200.
Correct. And then if the car is not communicative, then whether we oversteer or we understeer, but it is negated by the electronics. And then when shit really happens, then too late, right? Yeah. So therefore, I prefer to have a car that
communicative lah.
Yeah. I know you can feel the road, so that before we gonna any serious
before shit happens,
you
can step in,
oversteer. Yeah. So I would say that Alfa Romeo Giulia is a car like that.
Okay. And then you've owned this car since January this year, right? So it's about 5 months,
5 months,
more or less.
5 months.
So how has your ownership? I mean, it's very short, but how has your ownership experience been for the past 5 months? Any issues?
No
issues.
No.
This car is also under warranty, right?
Yes.
For 5 years.
Yes.
Okay. What do you like about your Alfa Romeo other than the things you just mentioned lah?
Well, I think to start off, it is not that common.
Yes, see this car. Oh, by the way, when I just met Roger just now, within the span of like maybe 20 minutes, we got like 2 compliments already from total strangers just coming up to the car and admiring and asking him questions and stuff. So you get a lot of compliments.
Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, so just now I was talking about the community, right? So the community is very tight, and it is like something global. So when I got my first Alpha, right?
Okay.
And I was surfing the web and all these things, trying to join those Alpha groups. And in the forum, I saw someone mentioning, as long as you are an Alfa Romeo Owners Club member, right? So if you travel to other countries, then you reach out to other AROC members, or their official club. Okay, so someone will come and host you. Then at first I thought, don't know. Yeah. And I tried that in Malaysia, and it's true.
So you went to which part of Malaysia? KL.
Yeah. So the first
how
time
do you like find those people?
Online,
or Facebook, or Facebook groups.
Facebook were very welcoming. Now I can still remember that the first time that I met them, they took me, and it was on a Friday night. Then they took me on a Genting run.
Wow!
I tell you,
Friday night Genting run.
Those guys were like going damn bloody fast, man.
They were driving like Julia also.
Yeah, no. Julia wasn't launched then. I think Julia wasn't launched then. And they were driving Julieta. They had
MCU.
Then they had Julieta. There was a Mito. I think two or three Mitos. And there was a 159.
The older Alphas.
Correct. Yeah. So then as I get to know the groups and the various Alpha groups more, right? So yeah, and it's really very welcoming, Yeah. So then I reach out to the
easy
Taiwan,
to make friends, basically.
Correct. Yeah. Then I reach out to the Taiwan chapters, and they were very
Taiwan chapters.
the Taiwan chapter. Yeah. So they were very welcoming. So it's like even on the road, if we see other Alpha drivers, even if I don't know them,
you have to high beam.
Or thumbs up or wave hi .
Okay. Then what do you dislike about your Alpha?
This car comes with several quirks. One of it is the screen, the infotainment screen.
Okay.
So like one very strange quirk is that if I plug in Android phone and enable Android Auto, the screen is only like maybe 3/4. Right? Yeah. But if I plug in an iPhone, then it's full screen. So I don't know. It's probably some software kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Also shows that iPhone is superior.
Then the other thing is, I think the interior could be better. Could be better. Okay, just keep to this name.
This car, I feel like it's a bit like the Italian version of a Jaguar.
Yeah.
Because Jaguar also drives very well,
Yeah.
but the interior is not as nice as Audi. The Germans basically.
Yeah.
Audi, BM, Mercedes. Okay, so right now we are in dynamic mode, which is the sports mode for Alfa Romeo, and we are in some twisty roads.
Try using the pedal. Yeah.
How twisty can it get in Singapore, right? So, and these are not like Genting roads. Obviously, it's like one direction each way. So, I know you want me to drive fast, but a bit
no problem.
dangerous.
No problem. Understand.
Yeah.
We are all law-abiding citizens who always keep to speed
especially
limit.
me, I'm super law-abiding one.
Yes, and keeping to speed limits.
Yeah, I always keep to speed limits one.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel the pull, right?
The response is quite immediate.
Yeah. One of the reason is the entire architecture of the car. So the drive shaft is made of carbon fiber. Right? Yeah. Then there's
Carbon fiber drive shaft.
Yes. In fact, most Alphas are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But however, it also means that if it breaks down, it's going to cost
a lot.
A bit more lah. A bit more. The suspension component is also lightened.
Yeah.
The brakes also is.
This car, I noticed a lot of the components they like purposely make it in such a way that it saves weight.
Correct.
It's not too heavy.
Correct. What are the things that you don't like about this car?
So first thing, right, is that because the pricing is not too expensive, I cannot expect the interior to be super nice, the car to drive very well, to have a lot of power. Definitely at that price, there's something that you need to, you need to sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I think in the for this car, I think it will be the interior lah. Yeah. But
I think for this pre-facelift one, the facelifted one, the interior looks way much better. Like use of aluminium strips here, the door.
Actually, you can get the seats in brown and all that, right?
Can.
Yeah. So I think if you had that option, it would be very, very good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Actually, if it's red color, seat would be very nice. But because my body is red, right? So red on red,
matching.
A bit weird now. But if it's red color seat and then red color dash, beautiful. Not that direct.
This is a bit exotic lah. right? A bit more exotic without the exotic price tag.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Oh yeah. The other thing, if they could have done better, is to have a louder exhaust. Right?
Yeah, louder exhaust. Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
this exhaust is too muted. Because the
Yeah.
expectation for Alfa Romeo is full of drama.
Mm.
When you floor it, you hear the air intake, you hear the exhaust,
Yeah.
you feel the pull
Turbo
of
whistle
it.
at least.
Correct. But I guess comfort them because that's what the market wants, right?
Actually, the interior not that bad lah. It's just maybe the dashboard, the look of it is.
Could be better.
The material used, I think, is okay. Just the look is not,
correct.
not that appealing.
Correct.
Yeah, and the door is okay. This is hollow.
Okay. The trim level for one spec higher, that's a Veloce, is different. So
materials all different, is it?
Some part of
Some
it,
parts,
like this part, right? And I think probably have some stitching or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there's some chrome surround somewhere. Oh, sorry, aluminium surround somewhere. So it's a bit different. So, but because this is the base model lah. So.
But the interior is just very simple, functional.
Yeah.
No weird buttons anywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, you can drift here.
Too small. I'm not that good now, bro.
Okay, Roger. One area of Alfa Romeo ownership's maintenance and reliability. Do you have anything you wanna share with us?
I think Alfa ownership is just like owning any Continental cars. So I've had other Continental cars before and presently also. I think the first thing to be mindful of is how we maintain the car, and as well as like our daily SOP, right? Like my car, just out of habit lah, maybe because I've drove some really old cars before, so
you're very careful.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, so I will at least warm up my car a little bit first before I drive off, and before the engine and the gearbox is fully warm up, then I will drive like very slowly, keep the RPM low. And so I have been practicing that. So like what you said just now, that this is my second Alfa. So my first Alfa is pretty problem free. In fact, possibly even more problem free than my previous German cars.
Okay. Which German car was that?
I had a couple like Audis and
the A4,
yeah.
B7, right? P8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your Alfa is the Mito, right?
Mito. That's right. And the servicing part of it and the repair part of it,
not too expensive.
there are actually a couple of Alfa specialist workshops in Singapore. Right?
Okay.
So there are two of them in Xingming. No, I think two or three of them in Xingming, then somewhere else also. But of late, I have been going back to the dealer, and surprisingly, the dealer
pricing
correct. Like for my Mito servicing, right? I think it's only 120 for oil change or oil filter and all this. So I think it's quite reasonable for a Conti car.
That's actually very cheap.
Yeah.
120 for oil change at a dealer.
Correct. Yeah. So the cost of servicing is reasonable. Parts are also okay. The cost of parts are also okay. This Giulia comes with 5-year warranty and also the servicing package, right?
Free service for 5 years lah.
Yeah. So that's
good deal.
That's a pretty good deal. And the good thing about the Alfa dealership is that my personal experience, unlike some other dealers where they try to wriggle the way out, when you got any claims, right?
They try to.
Yeah, but I think the Alfa dealership, Euro Automobile, they're pretty reasonable. Yeah. And sometimes they do certain things out of goodwill or for free, and all, like some checks and all these things. So I think
really
they're not as bad lah. Yeah, correct.
By the way, with this car, I don't dare to blip the throttle. Rather, I have to go in gently. Reason being, just now, Roger actually did a drift with this car. And he's using like PS4s, right? In the rear.
PS4.
Yeah, very grippy tires. The car still can break traction. Even now in like this kind of like empty roads, I don't blip the throttle. You have to like feather it in gradually. Yeah, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you can drift the car, wouldn't it make you feel like a track day hero?
Not my car, I wouldn't. Yeah.
No, but just now the drift was actually quite well managed. Right? Can feel the pivoting of the car.
So with regards to maintenance and all that, I think you've already mentioned like it's actually not that expensive as compared to some other cars. What about reliability?
This car is still relatively new, so.
But in terms of like Alfa in general,
it's pretty okay.
It's okay,
it is pretty okay. Yeah. So for example, right, the predecessor to Alfa Giulia is a 159.
Okay.
So I know of at least 2 or 3 friends who renew their COE. So I think that speaks a lot lah, because if the car is not that reliable or is problematic,
nobody would renew.
Nobody would. But of course, this the friends who renew the COE of their cars, of their 159, really treat the car very well.
So yeah, guys, that's about it for this review. Hope you learned something about Alfa Romeos today. Yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next review.